All right, guys. So this week, of course, we watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the sequel to the well heavily regarded original Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Tenoch Huerta. So I'll give
Yeah,
you a little synopsis. Would you say?
said I don't know any of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's funny.
Queen Ramonda, Shiri, Mbaku Okoye, and Adora Milaje fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. As the Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together with Nakia and Everett Ross to forge a new path for their beloved kingdom. Where do we want to start? Quick non spoiler, actually.
What happened in this movie? I forgot. I'm just
Bro.
kidding.
I was like, homie, a lot happened. Can't remember a single thing.
They fought the
Please.
Atlanteans, which was a crazy crossover in my opinion.
They weren't Atlanteans.
Okay,
They weren't though.
that's a joke.
No.
No.
And then he's like,
You know what?
Anthony's sick of our shit
Movie
already.
"Oops.
this morning.
You hate us because you ain't us, bro." Anyways, what did you like about this movie? What did you hate and would you recommend, Anthony?
It was pretty good. I'd recommend.
All right.
No, man. Give me more than that.
Anyways, um, it was a really, really well, I guess if you saw the first Black Panther, you already know it was going to be a beautiful movie. Um, only gripe is how dark and dingy all the underground water stuff looked. Like even when they were going through the city trying to make it like all pretty and shit, it looked pretty dark and dirty and not that majestic. And it'd be one thing if this was the first time something like that had been done, but Aquaman did it years ago and it looked way better than this did. And I get that they need to separate it a little bit, but at the same time they could have at least made it, nice to look at and not just like a dirty pond water.
I agree, especially for how grand they made the army and stuff. Like you would think they would showcase the city a little bit more
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Especially with how dark it was. It's like I was like, oh,
I was really underwhelmed.
it kind of seems smaller than you think. Yeah. But I also I think they did it in I mean, and obviously they had to, but I think they did an incredible job with the way they pivoted the story because I know that must have been so stressful whenever Chadwick Boseman died, the late great Chadwick Boseman, and but they also did an incredible job paying tribute to him as well
But
during the film.
it was a beautiful thing to see, especially watching like that first intro scene, like where they go about his like actually his death and stuff, and I was like, holy shit! They were really on the
It's
nose
actually really sad.
with like the real life issues, and it was like, damn,
And I love how much they actually like took it serious. Not just that, but like the entire
like
movie.
the
This is probably
tone.
one of the more
Yeah,
serious Marvel movies. Yeah, the tone of the movie. They didn't just like do a tribute and then we're like, okay, back to funny.
yeah. That's what I think I
Would have been
enjoyed
bad.
one of the most is that there wasn't any like forced one liners in here and there. Like if there was like the humor that there was in there was like it wasn't forced. It was
I think
flowed in
one
there.
of one of the things that I loved about the movie is that it really like showcased the culture of Wakanda, and I think that's part of the reason why it was so serious because they're not the type of people that joke around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, to a certain degree, because I feel like in the first one they did joke around with certain things, but this one they were like super serious about um like the water people, indigenous people. What's the Talot? How do you even say it?
Está loco.
Talonic, Talok. I don't know. Anyways, because like they were just threatening their home. So it's like there's no time to joke around, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like this is serious. Like they will mess you up. Which brings me to like the villain too. The villain did a great job, incredible job. Probably one of the better villains in the MCU, and just the motivations that they brought for him as well. They took a lot of time out of the movie just to dedicate to his character development and to his backstory, which I really enjoyed.
Representation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love the representation. But I
Finally.
guess just to wrap it up for me, I did have some pacing issues with it too, though. I feel like it was a little too long. They could have cut some stuff out, and no, never mind. My second one was a spoiler, so I will wait till the spoiler review. But overall, beautiful movie. Everybody should go see it, and it's probably one of I'd put it in the top 7 Marvel movies. It's a really
Top
crazy
seven is
movie.
just a random movie. So you're saying it's number 7?
I'd put it like 6
Then why'd you say top 7
Yeah, why didn't you just
because it's
say
top
top
7
10?
or top 6?
because I didn't want to.
It's just all right. Okay.
This was
Random.
easily better than anything that was produced in this phase of
Oh yeah,
Marvel.
100%.
And it's I would say I would put it on par with the first Black Panther. I have a really hard time putting it under or above.
I could put
I'd
it
say it's
above
on par.
strictly because of the CGI battle at the end of the first one.
Yeah, that's fair. But I do think this is actually a film I highly recommend everyone go out and see because it's
I
a beautiful
recommend
movie.
as well.
Me too.
3 out of 3 hooligans
But we will.
recommend. First time it's happened in a really long time.
But now we're gonna get into spoilers because there's a lot of spoilers to talk about. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come right back here. Make sure you leave a like and check out our merch and all our stuff in the description. So get out of here unless you want to be spoiled. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, man, when they cut off Namor's testicles and fed it to those whales, that was hilarious.
Bro. You think I have nuts? I have no nuts.
They took them from me when I was a child.
I love the part when he was like, "It's Namor in time."
It's Namorin time.
It's Namor in time. That was so fucking badass when he was like, yeah, my friends call me, and then he said like his name, and he's like, but my enemies, they call me Namor. I was like, yo,
Shit was-
came in all undetected. All right, we'll start with the bad. Where do we want to go if we have any bad?
um, we always start with the good. No, we do start with the bad. I'm sorry, I'm backwards today.
Yeah, you silly goose.
Um, one of the little one of the plot inconsistencies that I had with the movie was to start off
Mm-hmm.
with was the fact that Ramonda was queen king at all to begin with. Because if you remember back in the original Black Panther, he had to fight for the throne. Like you had to fight anyone who challenged for the throne, and I find it
Yeah,
a
That's what I
hard
was
I was
time
wondering.
confused
believing
about
that
that too.
she would be able to fight someone and
Yeah,
walk away from it to win the throne.
but
I think.
I thought that I just told myself that the reason that um, T'Challa fought for it was because there's somebody else that wanted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I don't think anyone challenged her because like out of respect. I think they really respected her. So nobody really had a reason to challenge her.
I suppose so, Bernie.
That's just what I think because
That's what
she
I
did
would
seem
think
like a
that would
pretty
make sense.
powerful leader.
But that's like one of those things where it played such a big deal in the first movie, and they showed it happening at the end of this one
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I was like, huh?
that you would expect an explanation for why no one posted up to her.
yeah.
Yeah, but in the end, there was nobody on the
Or
throne.
like when they were arguing, like Umbaku could have just been like, "Hey, I only didn't challenge the first time out of respect," and that would have made sense. Just like some kind of line of dialogue in there. Like it didn't even have to be like a long explanation. It could have just been a quick line of dialogue from any of the characters, and it would have worked.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we're supposed to assume it, but that's my best guess, to be honest. All right,
That and
Anthony, any cons?
oh, I had one more. I'll let you go
No, you
around.
go ahead. Go ahead.
That and I have a really hard time believing that after they just got attacked by aliens and all sorts of shit that was able to penetrate their shields and stuff, that they would just happen to not leave the waterways defended.
True.
When I found out like they didn't have those shields going through the water system, I was like, bro, now that's some bullshit if I've ever fucking seen it.
They needed to retreat. That was my thing. Was I feel like Namor's army could have like easily took everybody out if Namor didn't come back, like from fighting Shuri.
I agree.
They were quite easily on the edge of the boat, and there was like so many of them
Yeah.
surrounding the Wakandans, and I was just like, "Oh dang, they're gonna lose!" I was like halfway
I
expecting
mean,
it,
just him
but the
alone
only
could have
but
taken out half the people there.
He could have taken out every
that's what I'm
single one of them.
saying.
Yeah.
And I liked the way the conflict ended, but I just thought it was so funny. They just came back, and he was just like, "Oh, actually, guys, yeah, let's retreat. Like we're friends now."
Nah.
Because he knew sure he could have fucked them up again.
But I just thought that was so funny because even if he had died, what's she gonna do? She's gonna be like, "Oh, your king's dead," and then they're just gonna want to fight even more,
That's true.
and they would have killed him. I'm telling you, because that was a good fight between them, though. I'm not gonna lie. It came to battle. I was like, "Oh shoot, is this like where like they're all gonna just fight?" But it wasn't
Yeah,
really
that
much of a
first
fight.
time I was like, I know I was like, oh damn, this is the final battle, and then homie was like, I'll be back in a week, and I was like, how much longer do you need?
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, "Dang, they better." I thought they were gonna wrap it up. So now they still have like a lot of work to do, and she still has to do the suit and all that. But I thought it worked out okay though. It wasn't like grueling.
What did you think? What did y'all think of the girl? I forgot her name.
I
The
thought she was fine. I thought they incorporated her into the movie pretty well.
I
I
liked
didn't really care for
her
her suits.
personality.
I loved her suit. I thought that was cool.
Looked
I
like a
saw this.
Power Ranger dog.
I was about to say she looked like a Power Rangers Megazord.
She looked better than no no.
Then what?
She didn't
Yeah,
look
that's what I
better than
thought.
anything. The
I, was,
CGI on the suit was the worst CGI in the entire movie, too. By the way,
I have a very hot take that I can't say.
say
You
it.
can. You're gonna say Iron Man, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Bro, Iron
don't you
Man's suit
dare.
during like Infinity War and Endgame
This was not better than
was
those
just
fucking
so
suits.
ugly.
This was fucking ugly as hell,
No,
dude.
I thought her suit was cool.
Like, I will go out of my way to put that as a con, especially since the CGI on it made it look like a fucking plastic action figure.
I'd
It
rather
looked
have
like
her suit. That's all I'm
it looked
saying.
like a mix of Optimus Prime and a Power Ranger, but with the 2005 CGI you'd see in a PlayStation 2 video game.
Even
Pretty good if you ask me.
dude, even Okoye's suit, bro, the blue one.
It looked kind of weird, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I thought it looked kind of weird.
It looked cool when it was like in action, but the moment it slowed down and she would take the mask off, I was like, all right, that ain't it.
Well, they all look cool in action, but yeah, it just looks weird. It's kind of off. All I'm saying is, ain't no way it's better than Iron Man's.
Not even close.
Especially when you consider Iron Man's like nanotech. Like that's so cool.
Her suit was
Which
probably the
obviously,
worst looking suit in the entire movie. And I'll end with that.
dude, it did. I thought they were trying to get an army of all the suits the way they did it, but it was just two of them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like it's like they're special forces.
Exactly. She had to find a way
So
to
I was
get her
just like,
back in the army.
Well, that's all the cons I have.
You as
Is it
well.
now?
What?
Okay, well, let's get into who wants to start off with our pros.
Anthony.
Any takers?
Anthony wants to
It
go.
was the same thing I kind of said earlier, but I love how they just like really focused on the culture of Wakanda and of the Atlantis or whatever. I thought,
They did a good job of that in like continuation of the first one.
yeah, I I don't know. It wasn't all just about like fighting and action and just like, and it didn't really tie into necessarily all the other MCUs. It was like its own thing. It was all about Wakanda. I really appreciate that.
It showed how dangerous it was, which I mean, you kind of figure how dangerous it was that they revealed themselves
Yeah,
to the entire
Hmm.
yeah,
world
because they're completely
and how
like safe and isolated.
and it's so annoying though because the world powers are like, oh, okay, you're an ally. Well, give us some
Oh
vibranium.
yeah, I hate that.
It's like, nah,
Dude,
man, you're not entitled to that. It's crazy though.
but when
You hate
they
that. That's exactly how it would be like in real life too, though. Oh,
when
you
they were
got
in the
oil?
court,
Hand it over, bitch.
yeah, when they were in the court and what's her name was, I loved that whole scene. She was just like, "Nah, fuck you. Like, don't try to take
No, we know
something
what you're
from
gonna do with
me.
it.
We will
Yeah.
kill you."
She's like, y'all motherfuckers already tried to take it. Look at this shit.
Yeah,
Oh, France, you're talking to big game. Are these your soldiers?
yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
oh, I was like, oh, damn, got your
I
ass.
love that. That was cool.
My favorite transition was the part where it goes from the court into the into Namor's first attack because like it's because like they found the vibranium and it's crazy that everyone's like, oh, those are the Wakandans, but like even like the sirens and stuff, just the way it was set up was crazy.
Yeah,
Dude, the sirens were like, I saw it and I was like, oh shit, they got the fucking sirens going on.
Dude,
Like,
it
that
was
was
so
really
cool
cool.
though. I really enjoyed that part. It really showed how powerful they were already too. And then I saw that they were blue, and I was like, Avatar.
dude, I feel bad for them though, because like they were like normal people, and then the next thing they know, they have to live underwater and they can't even talk or anything. Like
They
that
couldn't
sucks.
breathe. And then Namor's there, like, yeah, I could fly.
Oh yeah,
His little Hermes wings on his ankles.
yeah,
It was
Dude,
badass whenever she ripped them off.
he's probably one of my favorite villains that we've seen in the entire MCU. Like,
yeah.
he's a
He's pretty
top
cool.
three villain
And
for sure.
and they did something I did not think they were going to do by killing the queen.
I
Yeah,
wasn't prepared for that either, but they
you
did
know,
it, and I
I
was like,
was
"Oh fuck!"
a little confused on like how they did it. It didn't seem like, I don't know.
You were confused about her drowning.
Well, I just
That sounds so bad.
I don't know. I
Well,
felt
that's
like that was
what
an
I'm
easy
like.
to kill her. I thought she would have gone out with more of a fight or something, but
Well, I mean, she went out saving a child, so like,
Yeah, I was gonna say she could have went out, but it's because she had to save Riri.
mm,
But that just shows the person that she was.
yep,
Wouldn't
exactly.
help anybody, any of her people.
anybody but the what's your name, the soldier.
That's different though. She lost her child. Anyways, I going off that, I do think I think Angela Bassett, the one who played Queen Ramonda, was she's up for a lot of awards. I'll say that she
Oh
did an
yeah, that
incredible
was
job,
a
which they all
phenomenal
did. They all
performance.
did an incredible job, but just out of them, she sticks out the most to me. So does
Her
Namor.
and I was about to say, is it Tenoch or Tenoch
I think it's Tenoch.
or Tenoch?
I think it's Tenoch. I hope it's Tenoch. I'm sorry
Well,
if
my
I
last name's
mispronounced it.
Rocha, so I'll assume it's pronounced the same way my last name's pronounced. So I'll take Tenoch. But he
Tenoch.
did a fucking amazing job. Like, his acting performance carried probably that slow part of the movie.
Yeah, and the thing about his villain that sets it apart is he parallels like them. Like he's just a leader trying to defend his people. That's why you can't really like argue with his methods, especially since like they're kind of more exposed than Wakanda. Wakanda's kind of hidden away through their technology, and they're just out in the ocean. And you
Yep.
saw how even humans can breach it every now and again.
Hmm.
And obviously, he sees for himself that humans are going to take the resources and enslave others, and that's that's why he don't like them.
He reminds me of like the old Black Panther regime, like the way the old king and stuff were all set up, like how they would just kill whoever, not worry about it as long as their secret was safe. He reminds me like
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically the exact same morals and stuff that they had before that.
but the thing about them and the Wakandans that I liked was this movie like humanized them, kind of grounded them.
It made them find some common ground and not absolutely despise each other. Like they realize the similarities and they're like, all right, temporarily we will dap each other up.
Well, even both characters like Sherry and him, you also see how they go through grief and how they handle it, which I think is really interesting because you don't see that a lot at all from
Say
any superheroes.
one
Yeah.
of the coolest scenes of the movie was when Killmonger was the family member that Shuri saw on the ancestral plane instead of her mother or even her brother. I was like, oh shit, maybe they'll have like find a way to sneak like at least T'Challa's voice in there or something. No, it
I'm
was
gonna be real.
all Killmonger, and I was not
I was
expecting
surprised
that
he was
shit.
even in it. Yeah,
Killmonger is awesome.
I
Love
know I saw him show up there, and I was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?"
him.
I thought it was gonna be Chadwick somehow. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, is it gonna be Chadwick instead of the mom?
That would have been cool.
I thought they were at least gonna like do a Panther god, like show like a Panther god, but AI his voice in there because it's a lot
Came
easier
out
to
of
do the
nowhere.
voice than anything else.
But even then, it made sense though
Hmm.
with
For
where
her
her
mental
character was
state and where
going.
she was at, it made
Right.
sense.
Even after all that, I love Sherry's arc, having to go through all that, literally lose everything, and still like do the right thing in the end.
Yeah,
It really showed a lot of progression for her character through this movie, and I think she's gonna be a great Black Panther. Which it is interesting that she's not like a leader; she's just the Black Panther.
I think the thing that the reason that she's not is because she's still so young. Like even though like she's smart, but she's very like you can tell she hasn't emotionally matured all the way yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, they're obviously saving the throne for little T'Challa over there.
Oh.
that was perfect.
Dude,
I didn't think they were going that direction, but they did.
neither did I. They're like, "This is your Aunt Shuri," and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
uh, it made me sad. The kid looks just like him.
I know it is a good way to wrap up the story though, and like the way they explained the like, "Oh, we didn't want him to grow up around the pressure of the throne, and we thought it was best for him to grow up like somewhere outside of Wakanda until he's ready to go." I thought that was pretty cool.
And then they said his name is Prince T'Challa. I was like, oh, come on, man.
The next Black Panther is going to be 20 years later, and it's going to follow him becoming Black Panther.
No, I don't. I think it's gonna be a while. I think Black Panther 3 is gonna be about Shuri again, and then I don't know when Namor's coming back or whatever, but I doubt it's in the next movie.
What do y'all think is going to happen in that sense?
Doctor Doom.
I don't know.
You see
Doctor
Doctor
Doom.
Doom?
Yeah, I think Doctor Doom's gonna pull up in the third one.
No, fuck.
He's gonna pull up.
Well, yeah,
Not funny.
because by then Fantastic Four would have came out, which means Doctor Doom would have been created, and it would explain
It's
like
true.
that time period from him doing that, uh, being able to take over. I can't remember the name of the fucking
Wait,
country.
they're not
He
doing Doctor Doom with Fantastic Four, though. Are they? I thought they were doing Murdoch.
Modoc.
Yeah.
Well, even if they do Modoc, Doctor Doom's always gets his powers because he's always with the Fantastic Four on that ship in space.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he's always a part of that group. So
They're
it would make
interconnected all the
sense.
Dang,
time.
I did not know that. Were they part of the same team?
Yeah, they were all friends at one point.
That's crazy.
There's not one without the other, kind of thing.
Why? Oh,
So there's that.
Yeah, so that's why I said I
But
think with the Fantastic Four being introduced, I feel like that gives enough time between this and the third movie for Doctor Doom to be able to rule the country that he always takes over. It's something with an L. I can't remember the name, uh, but it would make sense for him to be like, "All right, now give me vibranium," and then it would probably be a team up of Doctor Doom and Namor posting up because at the very end there, Namor is only neutral until he sees they're weak, and then he'll be like, "All right, bitch, let me
yeah.
jump in on this shit."
I think that's whenever I don't know, because M'Baku is gonna take the throne. You would think, right?
Yeah, I don't see anyone beating him in a fight. Not in Wakanda.
And then Prince T'Challa would probably be training all his life for the moment to take him down or take the throne. I don't know. I feel like him taking the throne is gonna be one of those like surprise things, kind of like the Lion King, where the king has returned.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because no
Whenever
one
the
knows
city's
about
like
him.
in shambles, whenever the city's in shambles, something like that, it's gonna go crazy.
Yep.
But that's all I got, guys.
That's all I've got as well.
Yeah, as well. It is time to drop those spicy ratings down.
Spicy? I don't think they're gonna be that spicy, unless you
Spicy is
want
in
to
high.
surprise me. Spicy as
I'm
in
giving it a
yes,
13 out of 10.
not a 14. Wow,
Yeah, you know,
it's very unlike you.
you're right.
Unlike
Hey,
Thor,
for
they
real,
didn't rush this villain.
A 9 from me.
I would like to adjust my rating of my previous movie.
But why?
I didn't want to drop that down to an 8 because this is a. I'm gonna give this an 8.5, and that Weird Al movie was not thematically or it was funny, but
Okay,
overall it wasn't better than
okay,
this
but
one.
like they're two different films, complete like
Yeah,
types of films. So I
I
feel
know.
like you're kind of valid.
I know they're two different types of films,
Well,
but I feel like the way that Weird Al collapsed at the end and this held up pretty well all throughout. That I just can't put them at the same level as
I
the
give
one.
this movie a 9. I what did I think I gave Black Panther like a 9.5 or something. We didn't review it, but like at the time, like it was my favorite Marvel movie at the time. But this one's pretty damn close. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this was really
This
really.
and Infinity War and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I was the moment I got it at the theater. I texted him and I was like, "This is easily the best Marvel project since Infinity War. Like, I would give this above Endgame in terms of just pure filmmaking."
Ryan Coogler, he's so good, dude. He's just a good director.
I
I
need to
can't
dap
wait to
him
see
up.
how he ends the trilogy. I need
Me
to
too.
dap him up real quick. He deserves a dap. Because I mean I'll end it here, but like I said, he had a script ready before he died, dude. It's just crazy how much time and effort he took to actually make it good after he left us.
See, it's
Like I
crazy
because
because you can
it's
kind
hard to
of
do that.
yeah, like from watching this and taking like the core themes, like you can kind of see where he was going with it for T'Challa's story as well.
Yeah. But I'm glad he pivoted and also made the villain parallel with Sherry. That was a smart idea.
It was.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you if you stuck all the way through. We appreciate your ears, eyes, and your feedback. So make sure to comment down below or leave a review of what you guys think about our show that we have here. And if you're in the description, make sure you click on those links, cop some sick ass hooligan hangout merch. Check out our YouTube channel where you'll be able to see a little bit more of us from week to week. And on that note, say hi to your moms for us.